Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3 with me, Reggaeton. So things may not be exactly how I left them off at the end of last episode, because as soon as I finished recording, I started playing around with the dice for the Armor of Agility on Shahira, and forgot to save. It turns out I hadn't saved at all last episode, so I had to replay through the entire thing. Really the only thing that should be different is the amount of gold that I have, because I was more thorough my second time through trading for the Armor of Agility. And speaking of the Armor of Agility,
whatever it takes.
I'm going to go with the green die. Because it gives it a nature-esque look, and she is a druid first and foremost. But special shout out once again to the Furnace red and black die, which looks good on everything. And the benefit to having played through this a second time is I noticed that I missed this blackboard and mailbox.
Find all the remedy and alchemy ingredients you need at Bone Cloak's apothecary.
Got the itch to wander. Bone Cloak. I'm putting together what looks to be a profitable fungus harvest expedition. You in the mood to join us and get out of the city for a while? I've got a hot tip about a fairy circle of natterjack toadstools in the Trollbark Forest. Should be enough for both of us. If you're interested, pack your fungus hunter gear and meet me at the end of the next 10 day at the Wailing Wave up the coast in Lathtarl's Lantern. I'll be watching for you. Dango Toodlehood. End of my rope. Esteemed Apothecary Bone Cloak. I've got myself into a fix. I need some medicinal advice to get out of it. To deal with my spells for the last 9 months, I've been drinking a daily healing potion following a recipe I got from Baldur's mouth. Except I always double the sherry. The trouble is, it isn't working like it used to. My spells are coming back, and I'm afraid to increase the dosage because I saw what happened to Aunt Baldur. What can you prescribe? I'll come by tomorrow for a little consultation. Bug Stillwater. Let's catch up with our old friend Eridin. Well, let's talk to these folks first. Fist Agrilix.
She's really going for them, isn't she? Quite impressive, really. Wouldn't want her to catch me stumbling home from the tavern on a dark night.
She's dead, and all you've got to do is stand around.
Fist Caroline.
Don't look down your nose. It's got to be done. Followers of the Absolute are everywhere. Move along, please.
Fist Elthira Gossin.
Do you mind? I'm in the middle of an interrogation. Those agents of the Absolute aren't going to act themselves. Now leave me to do my job, eh?
Alright, Drongo Bixworth.
Those agents of the Absolute aren't going to act themselves.
Trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to this guy.
Look, we weren't doing nothing, all right? I just want to go home.
I suppose you think we are working for the Absolute too?
Well, considering you're just talking to me telepathically, probably. That's a sign of tadpolization.
Oh, didn't know standing in the street was a crime.
Hide away like a child.
Let me back in. I'll bring Leroican out here, you tin tube.
You tell Leroican I went for his goddamn night song, and now he has to pay up. What are you looking at? Shit, it's you. You went looking for the night song after me. Please tell me you found it.
Who are you trying to get at inside?
Leroican, the wizard who set out the contract. He owns this place. and his little page boy inside knows how to get to him. Loroakin said it'd be easy money. A smash and grab. Get in, get the night song, go. Turns out his little relic was in a temple of Shah, beneath an army of goblins. Would never have taken my people in if I'd known. I can't bring them back. But I can make Loroakin cough up. Especially if you found the relic.
I found the Night Song. Turns out it wasn't a relic, but an Aasimar.
An Aasimar? Hells. If I'd known, I'd have asked for more gold. Kidnapping costs more than theft. Don't forget, I'm the one who gave you that contract. I want my cut.
Yeah, option 1. She's immortal and tough. You can forget about turning her in for a reward.
Immortal, eh? Interesting. Won't be easy getting her back to the wizard. But if you don't do it, someone else will. Hope you hit her well, mate.
You better not show up in camp. It'll be the last thing he ever does. Examine the armor to discern its nature.
Whatever magic powers the armor is beyond your knowledge.
Mind if I head inside? Hello?
Better start a conversation.
Let's do the Arcana check again.
Whatever magic powers the armor is beyond. Whatever magic powers the armor.
Son of a gun.
Whatever magic powers the armor.
You know what? Maybe it's worth grabbing Gale for going into Sorcerous Sundries. Oh, hey, it's our buddy Roland. And grabbing Gale means we can do that check again.
What path lies before me?
We'll leave Will behind for this.
Let's talk. Are you sure? The blades and...
Actually, let's grab Karlach real quick and go speak to Damon. I've been meaning to do that. I keep forgetting. And then we'll grab Gale and go to
Copper
Sorcerous
for your
Sundries.
thoughts? Hell yes.
If she didn't have that -2, she would have
Whatever
succeeded.
magic powers the armor is beyond.
What to do? Should mind my step.
Yeah. Florian's too dumb. You wouldn't know where to start.
Alright, here's Mishka.
Oh, yeah? Remember?
Try to decipher the cat's strange speech. Son of a gun.
Nothing springs to mind.
Huh?
You're fine.
Let us show them how it's done.
Oh, yeah? Remember?
It speaks a feline dialect called Mriar. It wants to know if you're its mother.
Aw. It's me, my son.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Well, that was the cutest cat interaction we've had so far. Besides, maybe... His Highness? His Majesty?
Can't slow down.
Back at the last light in.
But how do you stay informed about stuff? Dying lords, new wars.
Karlak, you're looking well.
Would be a lot better if you'd find a way to fix this engine, Damon.
I haven't stopped trying, but all roads lead to a dead end. Sorry, I didn't mean...
Never mind. Glad you're all right in any case. Nice forge you've got here.
Best I've had in years. Mistress of the house lets me operate from here for a fair price. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy.
Good. Someone should be.
Alright, let's go grab Gale.
Copper for your thoughts? Sounds boring. Oh, fine. I'll be here eating dirt or whatever.
Go ahead. I'm listening. With pleasure. Lead on.
You know what? I might look at the quarterstaves that we have. And maybe swap out the rapier that Tahira has for one of those.
If you had to pick one for a night of passion,
The one with that.
So I wouldn't mind using Shillelagh. Let's give that to Shadowheart. Nothing that stands out. There's not really any druid-specific weapons, are there?
Despite everything.
What do you mean, better
These
than
boots have seen everything.
There's one. We have the Crone Staff that Halston has. But I don't think that's even a +1.
That bloody gazette.
I don't think it's particularly good either.
Sol Invictus. What the people want in a broadsheet is something
Oh, Big Clive.
Excuse me, he can't stop. There's only so much shopping time left before the Absolute breaches the city. Did I not tell you I was busy? If I have to haul up in my basement without my favourite parchment, I'll go spare.
Oh yeah.
It shall be done.
Gale, get out here and discern this.
This armor is a construct animated by powerful magic. It has no soul or power of speech, but it follows the directives of its master. It feels no pain and knows no morality. It will act on behalf of its master and perish when the magic that binds it is severed.
So we've seen for the stout and sturdy, header cross and the leader cross.
I want a pet elemental, but Mumbus says I'm not old enough. I wouldn't let it die like the goldfish, though. Oh, you look like you could drink an entire water elemental in one go.
Never even considered that.
Have you seen how much the prices have risen? Might as well be throwing my gold straight into the lava elemental. I'm so grateful the shops are staying open despite everything. But it's all so very dear.
Water elemental appears to turn towards you, showering everything with a bracing mist. The lava elemental looks at you placidly, near unfathomable heat beating against your face.
Elemental is made of fire. What am I made? It might just be there's not much left.
Many things, I suppose.
Magical Histories, Volume 4, The Chosen of Mystra. To be the chosen of a god is to be empowered with their very essence. To be the chosen of the goddess of magic herself is to possess unparalleled mastery amongst mortals and manipulating the weave. Some would consider such beings to be demigods, while others would see them as servants. Powerful and rare ones for sure, but servants nonetheless. In the current age, Alminster Almar is known to be a chosen of Mystra. It is fitting, of course, that the finest wizard known to most would claim such a title. Was he chosen for his magical prowess? Or is that prowess derived from his chosen status? Some embittered scholars claim Elminster's favor is rooted in an amorous past of Mystra herself. But this author finds such a feat to be no source of shame, if true. For a lowly mortal to seduce a goddess, bravo, sir. One can only suppose that the bunk beds of Candlekeep twitch dreams of repeating the act. Schools of Magic, Necromancy. The School of Magic has been more maligned than that of Necromancy. Often believed to be the school of sadists, the School of Necromancy rather explores the balance between the animating force of life and the destruction of death. As with any magic, Necromancy seeks to manipulate natural forces to the desire of its wielder. In this respect, it is no different from evocation or transmutation. Key terms: reversal, corruption, destruction. Key concepts: sapping, chilling, inflicting, enfeebling. An alternative perspective: the weave. I think this is new. According to standard wisdom, the weave is comprised of the body of Mystra, or the domain of Mistral, the threads connecting all of creation to the source of magic itself. I posit to the intrepid reader that the truth is far more fascinating.
I've got a bit more shopping to do.
The weave as we know it is not invisible at all. No, certain among us, whom I call seers, can sense the true nature of the weave as an incredibly fine but highly physical and edible substance left in our realm by spacefaring giants called Immortums several aeons ago.
That's why we need the oil.
Each time we wield this power, creatures called weave devils consume these strands of weave, and excrement is a powerful force we call magic. I know this will shock many readers. I only deliver the facts as I know them, and as the esteemed wizarding community wants to keep from you. Sounds like a conspiracy theory. Gold Wormling Staff. The fire engulfing this staff seems to feed off thin air, never once burning the dark wood. Alright, this one we have read before. Enchanted Me. This book describes an elderly spellcaster's years learning the art of enchantment. Cold and Frigid was the day I learned that to fail in charming a better wizard was the most dangerous game of all. I first met Cavalirin, a Draithwaite, at a Kalashite ballroom. The game was a complicated play of cards I hadn't mastered, but being young, foolhardy, and overconfident in my abilities as a student wizard, I thought I'd use my minimal talent with enchantment to gain the upper hand. Hardly did I seek to charm the feeble old woman to my left. She appeared to me a parochial sort, and unlikely to put up much resistance to my trick. I'd been blown against the barroom's back wall, and up to the ceiling, and back down again before I realized this feeble woman was none other than Cavalirin Draithwaite, Master of Charms, author of the very textbook from which I learned the enchantment I attempted to use against her. After she gave me a good thrashing for my audacity, we became lifelong friends. Kappa Delaris and Hector Roba.
Where is the famous Leroican? His shop is an utter shambles. Oh, I'm not moving from this spot until Leroican comes and speaks to me personally. I will be heard!
There's not much left. Looks like folks heard the Absolute was on the march and bought everything that wasn't nailed down. My advice? Cobble together what you can from what's left and wait for this all to blow over.
I've got a bit more shopping to do.
Then where are we going?
Figaro's. To pick up some hair ointment for your father.
That doesn't count as stealing. I'm gonna grab it. Ramazith.
Not one for customer service.
Held by Volo as the sage extraordinaire, and by many grumbling parents of impressionable young women as a bloody nuisance. Ramazith Flamesinger was a wizard of great renown. Living in Baldur's Gate, his figure went missing some time ago. It was rumored that he grew romantically involved with a nymph. And idle gossip tells that they ran off together to live in some strange, peaceful place. But gossip is not so reliable, and no one really knows what became of him. It says become, but should be became.
This is ludicrous. My complaints will be heard.
It might just be there's not much left. The Absolute's making people panic.
The Folly of Karsus. This ancient water-damaged tome is largely illegible except for the following. Did Karsus, mystic, autodidact, and all his vainglory disdainful as ever received wisdom, proclaim that, crisis-bound, he would safeguard the magic tapestry of all wizardry by supplanting the failing weave god Mistral with another immortal guardian, wiser and stronger of mind. Who could that be? Asked the Netherese amazed. And Karsus gave them reply. Who but I? Have I not mastered all spells that are known, and divers others that are not? Have I not forged this crown, thrice finialed, that shall convey into my brain mind all the enchanted wisdom of Netheril? Yea, indeed, and a Mistral herself, it shall be so. Canst thou but wait, implored Lord Shadow, until...
You might want to be careful. I've heard he's not really one for customer service.
Schools of Magic, Transmutation. Mutability is the essence of life itself. All is ever-changing, growing and shrinking, building and breaking down. The devotee to the School of Transmutation learns to wield the raw material of life into desired forms. Key terms: change, exchange, alchemy. Key concepts: altering, prestidigitation. There we go. Purification, mending. And transmutation is often my favorite school of magic. Mostly because it buffs my frontliners. Magical Histories Volume 2, The Spell Plague. Alright, so I think this one is new as well. In the infamous calamitous year of 1385 DR, a conspiracy between the goddess of darkness Shar and the god of trickery Sirik sought to end Mistra's control over the Weave, and influence over the realms by cravenly assassinating her. But instead of merely breaking the goddess of magic's dominance, her death threw the Weave into utter chaos and collapse. Magic spells faltered or failed entirely. Countless spellcasters were killed or driven insane. A vast storm of blue flame arose from the Mare jungles and swept the continent, churning and reshaping the land and leaving whole regions devastated. For the murder of Mystra, Cyric was sentenced by a conclave of gods to 1,000 years imprisonment. Tora would face nearly 100 years of upheaval before Mystra could return once again, reinstated as Goddess of Magic in 1480 DR, thanks to the efforts of the legendary wizard Alminster Almar and the events of the Second Sundering, to be fully explored in the next volume.
I've a good mind to march up there and speak to Laroa myself.
You might want to be careful.
Look, a bookseller. She can point us to the tome I need.
Gods, the shelves are practically
Some people are so selfish.
Bloodstool.
I saw somebody go up to Laroa's tower last 10 days.
Mother's leaf.
Schools of Magic Illusion. All is what it seems, or is it? The School of Illusion posits that reality can be recreated and remade according to the whims of the practitioner, bringing intention and will to our chaotic world. Key terms: deceive, convince, pretend, believe. Key concepts: invisibility, shadows, illusion, hallucination, and misleading. Magical Histories Volume 3, The Second Sundering. In the years following Mistra's assassination, the planes of existence were in upheaval. Lord Ao, the Hidden One, overgod of all deities and mortals, sought to rebalance what had been thrown into disarray by renewing the Tablets of Fate, those most sacred of artifacts that kept whole worlds in check and found balance between order and chaos. The very portfolios of the gods were rewritten, and several who were thought lost found themselves returned to life and power. Heralded by the wizard Alminster Almar, Mystra found her magic restored, and portfolio returned to her. Once again, the rightful goddess of magic found herself to be the custodian of the Weave.
Well, at least they seem to use the...
I did not find what I'm looking for.
Everything. You?
Not a dicky bird.
Everything. Not a title for me, I think.
Songs of the Wind. A copy of Songs of the Wind by the wizard Elminster. This edition is not annotated at all, and old enough that it might be part of the originally printed set, or perhaps just a compelling reproduction. It recalls the magical school of Windsong Tower in the elven city of Myth Draenor. One section of Recollections has this for an opening. There's a pergola that lecturers gather under at the wintertime ball. Someone gets a block of oak wood from the great bow of Windsong, and they all pose as the block fetcher sculpts the image into the wood using a transmutation spell. This little ritual is so bleakly funny, I can barely recall it without feeling like I need to wash my mouth out with lime juice. Anyway, the lecturers talk turkey, paying a special attention to the body language of the people around them, because these are not simply colleagues, they're also rivals in the strictest sense of the word. There is no such thing as a lecturer without their foot in the competitive stirrup. They're a jockeying lot, and the way they view the world outside their tenure and status is tantamount to the way they view students. Something to be tolerated and molded in the warm clay of their fantastic brains. Projected, then sculpted, like images in oak wood. I would know. I was the one taking the picture. Alright, Magical Histories Volume 1, The Origins of Mystra. This one I think we've read. Yeah.
Oh, well.
I'm fairly certain anyway. The Apprentice's Companion, Book the Third. With regard to items, these are often overlooked as a source of substantial power and importance in the progression of one's skills. Rings, amulets, and even pieces of appropriate armor provide the needed boons to elevate one's practice beyond the standard. Oftentimes, is a single item the difference between ignoble defeat and magical victory. ABC, The Liches and Me. He is for Taro Var, Wizard Red of Thay. U is for the Empty Loop, the death that does not die. V is for Queen Blackith, the Lich Queen of the Gift. W is for Dread Wogrith, the Scourge of Direwood. Oh, there's a corpse back here.
Nothing but the best. And luckily for you,
Schools of Magic, Conjuration.
the best necromantic charms in
The Eternal Invitation, the Yes to Abjurations, No. The School of Conjuration is the mage's mighty beckoning to the wonders our world has to offer. Key terms: create, summon, invite, teleport. Key concepts: transportation, summoning, producing, finding.
That's why we need
The Apprentice's Companion, Book the Fourth. Uses of magic for particular quandaries. To reveal invisible traps, use fairy fire or see invisibility. Bypass glyphs, use fly or gaseous form. To block harmful spells that traps may trigger, use counterspell.
Complimentary, you say?
Schools of Magic, Evocation. This world of ours is rife with incredible power. The boom clap of lightning and thunder, the cycle of life and death inherent to flame, the flash of illumination and ray of light. The devotee to the School of Evocation dances among this power, guiding it with their own will. Key terms: elements, empowerment, creation, effects. Key concepts: fire, frost, thunder, light, earth.
It's rather a pain to clean up after dinner.
Word of warning, mind. Otherwise, you might have a gut explosion on your hands.
Alice Althea.
And everywhere else.
Do you think that zombie looks fresh? Is fresh good? I never know with zombies. Quiet, please. I'm trying to decide if shelling out for one of these things is worth it.
Fordrain the Recent.
The newborn zombie gazes at you hungrily, pus drooling from its slack jaw.
Oh, that zombie doesn't look that fresh.
Apologies. I'm with a customer at the moment. Look, I'm sure there's somebody else who can help you. I need to work while the flesh is fresh. I recommend getting at least a couple of scrolls of Turn Undead. Just in case.
Just in case what?
Just in case you happen to lose control of your shiny new servant.
Oh, does that happen very often?
Not very, but it might. It's very much a case of summoner error when it does, not how spell work. I tell you what, I'll throw one in for free with your purchase. Limited time offer.
I'll think about it.
I've got a bit more shopping to do.
Let's check in with Tona Tomonger.
Literature department. Can I help you?
Why are you whispering?
These books are sensitive. They prefer an environment of quiet reverence.
I'd be interested in any especially rare tomes you might have.
Bold. You might have heard that our library has a collection other shops would lack the skill to curate. Between us, even Master Lerocan was reluctant to house them in his tower. The pen is mightier than the magic wand, apparently. They're locked away here for their and our customers' safety. Our finest reserve includes the Tharkiat Codex, the Annals of Karsus and Netherese Folly, Sites of the Seelie, and the Curriculum of Strategy. Do any of those interest you?
They most assuredly do. The Annals of Karsus and Netherese Folly.
It is said to be written by Lord Karsus himself, the Netherese arcanist who attempted to replace the goddess Mystra, failed, and was banished for the attempt. Great magical knowledge lies within those pages, but not many can withstand it.
That's it. That's what I need.
The Annals of Karsus would no doubt have much to say about the crown's true nature. If only you could read them.
Sounds perfect. How much for me to buy it from you?
Buy? Books as temperamental as these are not on sale. They are secured in our vault, where none can harm them, nor can they do any harm. Consider yourself lucky to have learned of such a book's existence, and then forget about it. The Annals of Karsus are best left unread.
I mean, Gale used to be a wizard of some renown. Did he not pull some strings here? Isn't it your job to share knowledge, not keep it locked away? At least tell me where the vault is.
Customers like you are why I prefer the company of books. The only way to gain access to the vault is through my office. And before you ask, no, you are not allowed in there either.
Well, thank you. I've learned more than enough.
You certainly have. Even simple knowledge of these tones is enough to stimulate most. How can I help you?
How might I get permission to enter the vault?
The vault is strictly prohibited for customers. If you don't cease this foolishness, the rest of Sorcerous Sundries will be as well.
About those rare books.
What would you like to know?
The Tharkiat Codex.
Interesting choice. If I didn't know better, I'd think you might have the necromancy of Thay in your possession. I'd advise tremendous care with the Tharkiat Codex. The cost of unlocking its mysteries is onerous.
Well, I don't have that book on hand anymore. I smote it. The Curriculum of Strategy.
You've heard about the Red Knight, I trust? Devout strategist made exarch of Tempest. This treaty is a compilation of her own design, kept here on the material plane for the benefit of us mortals. Quite rare.
Sites of the Seelie.
Its author was a spectacularly talented halfling. She was, allegedly, able to establish contact with members of the Seelie court. Can you even imagine what wonders the Fey Pantheon might have revealed? Incredible.
Did I buy one of these rare tomes?
Talona may prefer to whisper, but it's her silence now speaking volumes. These books will never be for sale.
That's straight. I've read quite a few of these, but there's some that we haven't yet. I don't want to buy them because we may find them just by exploring. Tiernan want, or won't.
You're a fellow bargain hunter, I see. The hidden gems here are far better value than the rare books Tolna keeps locked behind the desk. Rare? Might as well mean cursed. What's wrong with some classic Elminster? Maybe a nice bit of Volothamp Gedon. Perhaps we'll ask what they have in the bag. Volothamp Gedon himself, if anything. How
I don't think it'd hurt.
Shuna Awanji?
Would you mind if I finished browsing before you muscle in, please? I was here first, actually. Still here? I'll have you know my elbows are much sharper than yours. Don't start a jostle you can't finish.
What's that doing?
In Practical Magic Volume 2. The sum covers the nature of dead magic zones. During an era called the Time of Troubles, a good many changes befell the world, not least of which was the fracturing and reassembling of the sources of all magic called the Weave. Though much of the world has recovered from that era, some sites remain scourged of magical power. Cut off from the Weave, I nullify all magic and spellcasting nearby.
I'm sure you'll manage. As long as you I think it's them.
What's an issue of Baldur's Mouth Gazette doing in here? Why is it damp? Some people have no respect for literature. Into the bin where it belongs.
Lester Farrower.
One moment. I'm trying to work out how many pinches of mugwort is equivalent to one of Mother's Leaf. Perhaps you can swap garlic for blood staunch. Worst case scenario, you just wouldn't stop bleeding. And stink.
You might want to be careful. I've heard he's not really one for
Nice. Catch up with Roland.
Some hair ointment for your fur.
We've read this book. See behind the counter here and read this other one.
Weed moss, mugwort, incense.
Is this a sign popping? Oh, not by Volothamp Gedon himself.
The trader has no interest in selling that particular item, though you are.
Alright, let's talk to Roland.
You! What are you doing here?
Why are you still covered in blood? Me? What are you doing here?
This is, my apprenticeship. It has not been what I expected. Master Leroican is, a difficult man.
Oh, I thought...
He's consumed by his pursuit of the Night Song. I haven't learnt a thing, and I fear it'll stay that way.
A lucky escape, given Leroican's reputation. He'd have little of value to teach you.
But never mind that. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I thought maybe the blood was a carryover from his fight with the shadows and the Shadow Curse lands, but no, that's... he's being abused by Lorcan. Do many people ask about the Night Song?
It's all I deal with these days. People claiming their trinkets are the real Night Song, looking for the mountain of gold Leroican promised. There's even a pamphlet. Take one. They're on the desk.
I have information on the Night Song.
Be very sure before you make to visit Leroican. He's got a beastly temper. But if you really do know something, he'll want to see you. Head upstairs. You can find the way into his tower up there. How can I help you?
I'd like to buy something.
Huh. I suppose that, at least, I can help with.
Alright, ton of scrolls. Hey, Harper, Sacred Striker. Great, Spiritual Weapon. Only a +1 though. I might give it to Jaheira just because it is a Harper item. This quarterstaff is as solid as the bond between each member of the Harpers. Even working in anonymity, they do so with a common and righteous cause. Birthright. Oh, plus 2 charisma up to 22. The thing that you poor sods simply cannot grasp is how effortless all this magical hooty-wooty casty spellsy business is for me. A very stupid sorcerer at a wizard academy ball. Armor of Landfall. Grants high spell casting. You get a +1 bonus to spell save DC. Green Bed Regeneration. When starting your turn on plant growth surface or vine surface, regain 1d4 hit points. Advantage on Constitution saving throw checks, and grants plant growth. Smelling of long abandoned gardens grown wild with thorny roses, moss, and hibiscus. This armor was worn by a powerful druid who spent so long from people that she forgot to miss them. It might look really cool on Halson. The Vest of Soul Rejuvenation. Grants Defier's Rejuvenation. Whenever the wearer succeeds on a saving throw against a spell, they regain 1 to 4 hit points. And Greater Kashigo Counter. The wearer can use a reaction to make an unarmed strike against any attacker that misses, and armor class +2. A garment worn by one of the 3 monks who fought together against Headless Serpent Secret Venom, a gang in the port city of Nyanzaru. This was worn by Striga Morkoskavich, whose stances move fluidly, flawlessly, and who defanged the serpent one blustery night. Ring of Regeneration. Grants combat regeneration. At the beginning of your turn, the ring activates and heals you 1 to 4 hit points. This ring is, in effect, a tiny field medic that won't charge you 70 gold pieces for a 15-minute consultation. And Quickspell Gloves. Grants Quickspell Flinger. Cantrips that cost an action cost a bonus action instead. This effect can be used once per short rest. These gloves are worn by the wizard Bucknard, who always maintained that speed was most important in spellcasting. This because even if you royally bugger up the spell, you've got enough time to leg it away afterward. Okay, I'm gonna grab this and this. A little pricey.
Hope you found what you're looking for.
That hat that gives +2 to charisma would be worth it on Will if he was still
I'm sure
a warlock. It'd still be good on him right now, but he has a matching armor set that I don't want to swap out for a wizard hat.
Always nice to be wanted.
So now she's gaining 2+, so 3 to 6 hit points per turn. Pretty solid. It's only 2 to 9 damage. Oh, because it's not a finesse weapon. Son of a gun.
A little further.
It feels a little improper. Is this a signed copy?
Least of all worries with that mad cult on our doorstep.
I just
Not
think we should
one
be
for
careful.
customer service.
I saw somebody go up to Leroican's tower.
Alright, well, I'm going to call it here. Next time, we'll explore more of Sorcerous Sundries. Where's her office at? That's above us. Yeah, we'll keep exploring Sorcerous Sundries. Looks like there's a lot to do here. So we'll do it next time. But for now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.